What's up, everybody? It's SL Robinson03 back with another video. Just a recap of our 24-21 overtime victory against Army last week. Sorry I got to you guys a little late on this. I wanted to take some time, actually think about it a little bit more. Didn't want to come at you guys with an emotional recap. So it was a W. Wins are important no matter how you get them. It was a sloppy win. Offensively, we really didn't look that great. Defensively, we played well. All things considering, we played okay. But it was a win. Want to go over some positives. Want to go over some negatives as well. Offense, defense, special teams. I can start with special teams real quick. It looks like we got a kicker battle going on there. I think Moody should probably be our kicker going forward. I know we did have some issues in the kicking game. Missed a field goal right before the half. But Moody probably should just be the starting kicker. We probably should go on it and wrap that up. Here we are going into Wisconsin next week. I think offensively, though, I'm gonna start with the negatives. There's plenty of those. Hate to harp on them, but hey, let's be honest. There's plenty of negatives. We ran the ball 45 times for only 108 yards. Okay, it's 2.4 yards per carry. I think Army was at 3.3. So we didn't do a good job when it came to running the football. Yeah, Zach Charbonnet did have 100 yards. He had 3 touchdowns. Every one of our touchdowns he had. Great. But we didn't really control the line of scrimmage when it came to our offensive line. 2.4 yards per carry, that's not even a first down off of four carries, so that's definitely not impressive. Charbonnet ran as good as he could, behind the blocking that he had. The offensive line had some more false starts. We had that against Middle Tennessee State. Thought that it got cleaned up. It didn't. We gave up 4 sacks. 4 sacks is not good, especially, and I try not to slight Army, but especially against Army. You shouldn't give up 4 sacks against a team that you're definitely superior than. We had 3 turnovers in the game also. All of them were fumbles. So, again, the running game, we had 108 yards rushing, but 3 fumbles is not good. Time of possession is something that Josh Gaddis, spoke about at the end of the game, saying that that's kind of why we ran the ball as much as we did. And that's fine. You want to win the time of possession battle with Army because you're limited on possessions. Get it. But we didn't win that battle. And yeah, some of it is because of the turnovers that we had. But is it more important to Josh Gaddis to win the time possession battle, which is playing the Army game anyway, or is it more important for us to play Michigan brand football? And we're supposed to be speed in space, running the spread. I really didn't see much of it. I didn't see really any RPOs. It was just a lot of hand the ball off to Charbonnet and try to pick up some yardage. And especially when it was short yardage situations, we stayed in the gun and we couldn't pick up those short yardage situations. It was a 4th down in particular late in the 4th quarter. Couldn't pick it up. I'm not sure. We'll have to figure something out offensively when it comes to that. But winning that time possession battle may have been important, but I think we should have tried to play more of our style football when it came to offense. Maybe throw the ball a little bit more. Our receivers on the outside, typically, anytime it was thrown, you could see the cornerbacks, either one would be harassing the receiver, or 2, the receiver was open. Now, we did have some issues. Shea Patterson getting the ball to the receivers. I know that's got to be cleaned up also, but I think we should have thrown the ball a little bit more. You guys, put some comments below to let me know what you think about that. Hopefully, things get fixed during this bye week going into Wisconsin. Positives for the offense, kind of struggle to find them, but you can think positive and say that the issues that we had against Army and against Middle Tennessee State with the penalties and the fumbles, those are things that we can definitely fix. that's kind of the positive that I have. Offensively, we were able to run the ball and control the clock a little bit in the second half versus the first half, but not much. We were lucky to get out of there with the win. Army outplayed us for most of the game. When it comes to defense, I'll switch gears here. Our defense played well. When you have an offense that has 3 turnovers, that means you're on the field even more. Army held the ball for 31 minutes, 35 seconds. They were definitely 3 for 3 on 4th downs. So they did convert. They ran the ball okay. It was 3.3 yards per carry for them. So we were able to stop them. It's always tough. They say when playing against an offense like that with the triple option, get it. Then the offensive line was cutting our guys down and things like that all game long. They did a good job playing up front. Aiden Hutchinson did a good job up front. Kwity Paye played well up front. We had a lot of guys that showed up front for us. So I think the defensive line play was solid. Khaleke Hudson, oh my goodness, he was off sides on that. I believe it was a 4th down play. In the fourth quarter, he's got to get lined up right. You just got to fix those penalties and things like that. So, with that being said, defensively, really don't have any negatives. Just would like to see the defensive front make their presence felt, though, in the passing game. That's not something that we were able to see, obviously, against Army because of the type of offense they run. They passed the ball, 4 times all game. So you're not going to see the defensive front get to the quarterback very often. But in week 1 against Middle Tennessee State, we weren't able to see it then for whatever reason. The defensive line didn't really impress as much as you would have hoped against a team like Middle Tennessee State. So I'm hoping come with the Wisconsin game that we're able to, get up front and put some pressure on the quarterback, maybe get a few sacks. I'd love to see what Kwity Paye, Josh Uche have in store for us. I know they had some playing time last year, but they're starters now. I want to see what they can do. We know the defensive backfield is decent. It's good. We've got Josh Metellus. He's looked great so far this season. Lavert Hill. He had a dropped interception week 1. Week 2, he actually made an interception there. We know that he's a perennial All-American. You can expect good things out of our defensive backfield. Even Ben Mason up front. I'd like to see what he has in store for us up front. He had 2 tackles in the game. Carlo Kemp as well. You want to see what he can do. He's a senior now. He's one of the leaders up front. I believe he's a captain. He had 9 tackles. So that defensive front, I'm really interested to see what we can do when we play against a team that passes the ball. And then a Big Ten opponent. So Wisconsin's coming in. They'll probably be favored in this game because it's going to be at Camp Randall. That place is going to be rocking. They'll probably be a favorite in that game, especially with us coming off of that overtime win against Army. A lot of people act like we lost. Remember, guys, we did take a win in that game. We won that game, so still positive. We're 2-0, man. There's plenty of teams in the country that like to be 2-0. You can just ask Tennessee. So just leave a comment down below. Let me know how you guys feel about the Wisconsin game coming up in 2 weeks. And remember, as always, go blue.